Welcome back to Open House NYC. Next, Libby Langdon takes us inside her space at High Point Market and shows us how to get around some typical problems you might run into when facing a blank canvas.
Hi, I'm Libby Langdon. Today we're in High Point, North Carolina at the Furniture Market. I've designed a line of upholstered furniture, and I'm excited to show you some of the tips and ideas that I have in the Libby Zone. One of the interesting things about doing design in a furniture showroom is we completely re-transform the space every 6 months. So there are a lot of tips and ideas that I use in the design of a showroom that I think could work really well for renters or people in temporary spaces. Most showrooms start with a pretty boring gray industrial rug. So if that's what you're dealing with in your space, I'm giving you permission to put an area rug on top of it. It works here because this is a very low pile rug. It's not a good idea on a shag rug, but if you do have a low pile rug and you're worried about slippage, you can always put a little double-sided carpet tape, and that's going to keep it secure. It's rare that you find a window in a showroom. A lot of people have this same challenge in their own spaces. So what I've done here is you can see I've hung 2 mirrors on either side of the sofa. Then I've placed some lamps in front of the mirrors. That's going to help to reflect light. You can also really treat them as if they're a little pseudo window, and you can hang drapes on either side. So that's a great way to lighten and brighten your space. I really wanted to get a fun bold pattern up on the wall to highlight the headboard. But since we change out these showrooms so often, wallpaper is very impractical. So if you don't want to commit to wallpaper, getting some fabric up on your wall is a great way to spice up your space. If you're not sure where to start when you're picking out the color scheme for your room, a good rule of thumb is to start with 2 neutrals and then add 1 color. If you're starting with 3 things, that's a great jumping off point for your design. Here you can see I used a tan, a cream, and blue as the color. So think in terms of 3, and you're going to have a great classic style to your room. In a big open space like this, sometimes it's difficult to delineate different areas. The thing that makes this feel like a dining room is clearly the chandelier. It adds a lot of style and gives a beautiful glow to the table. Another thing I love in this space is adding a dining bench. It keeps you from having to buy tons of different dining chairs. Plus, kids love it. You can squish a bunch of them on the bench, and that's where they're going to want to have dinner. If your space is lacking in architectural details, a great treatment for your wall is to paint some stripes. You can see what I've done here is I've painted the same color paint, just 2 different finishes. Also, because the stripes elongate the wall, it's going to make your room feel bigger. And the stripes are also wide, so that's keeping it from feeling too cluttered and too busy. It's a great way to add a little interest to your room. Thanks for checking out my upholstery line at the High Point Furniture Market. And just remember, even if your design is temporary, it can still be fabulous.